Hello and welcome to Lynn's Crafting Creations. I'm Lynn. If you do not see that little red light box up there in the corner, then you're probably watching on the replay. So go ahead and type in #replay to let me know that you were here. And so tonight we're going to do a paint and lay, and we're going to have some fun, do some Family Feud. Oops. Go ahead and say hi when you come on in. Let me see if I can find myself. So go ahead and type in #replay. There we go. Okay, got it. Hello, sweet Carolyn. How are you, darling? Hello, Ramona. How is your son doing, sweets? How are things going? And how's your little mini-me there, Carolyn? Hello, Regine. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Jean. How was everybody's week? We had a good week. The hubs got a little bit older. Hi, Jason. Jovial Jason. Our pooperoni brother has made it. Yes. Hi, Diane Edwards. How are you, darling? Hey, Denise. Thanks for pouring the resin, Vicky. You've been in my thoughts. Little love. Hi, Christina. Hello, lovely Loris. He's doing great. He finally got back to work. And normal. Well, normal. What is normal, right? Hello, Gail Littleton. How are you? Hi, Christina. How are you doing? Shonda. Hello, Livy Lou. Caught the beginning. I know, right, Christina? Woohoo. Hi, Kay. Oh. Sorry, I went to the doctor today and I had to give blood after the end. So that was just my bandage falling up. How is your weather back there, guys? You poured resin crosses today? How sweet. Hello, beautiful Desiree. How are you, darling? So we're going to do a stool I got from TJMaxx. It's heavy. It's a big guy. You love my sweatshirt? I love it too. Freye vibes. That's what we're doing. Everybody at the doctor's office loved it, in the lab. Yeah, it was funny. I said TikTok shop. Go to Scrappy's Rustics TikTok shop. And so they all loved it though. Hello, beautiful Betsy. Your surgery got approved. Yay. Hi, MJ. I think I just saw you going by. Hi, Sister Juanita. How are you doing, loves? So we're going to do the top of this in a paint inlay, and we'll see if we need to do the sides. Hi, Debbie Rank Smith. Right? She would, but she needs it spelled F-R-E-Y. Right? Hi, Kathy. How are you? So I thought we would use some of these big roses out of the Spring Melody paint inlay. It has like all of those little bunnies and the pink and the greens. And then it's got a couple of sheets of these big cabbage roses. I think that's what they're called. And then it's got little guys here. But I thought we could use these to go around the outside. And it's got a sheet This reminds me of something Jason would like because he likes the toile. Hi, sweet crafty Edge Beth. How are you? You're doing good, Juanita? Good. Good. As long as our sweet Beth is doing good, we're golden. All right. So we have a couple of these. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Let me do that really quick. Hello, sweet Kayla. Not Trilby. Not Kayla. You poured the resin? Awesome. Thank you. Okay. Are these bun buns? Hi, Sam. How are you? Nice to see you, lady. So we'll cut some of these out. Let me turn them the right side up. We'll cut some of these out, and then we'll place them on and see how they go. Hey, sister Cindy. But yeah, I got this last year at TJMaxx. I have no idea how much it was. All I know is it couldn't have been that expensive or I wouldn't have bought it. Well, dang, we can almost fit the whole thing on there, huh? Just like it is. This is a big footstool, man. Okay. And it's heavy. You're kooky, crazy, fun, crafty, bestie Jason. Aww. Jason, you're so awesome. All right, so we have all of this. We can almost get it on there, but I don't think I want it like that. We probably kind of want it more. Oh, it's a noise maker. Oh, Beth, thank you for the stars, sweetie. Thank you so much. All right, so we have, let's cut some of these guys out and see how we do. I love these flowers. These roses are gorgeous. And of course, we're going to use, I had painted that in vintage duck egg, but that's before I knew plaster paint was so good. And yes, Beth, I'm getting mine. I'm ordering mine in those bottles because I'm like you. 100% girl. And needs a little bit of help. Okay, so it has, paint Inlays have the side that has the paint on it, and then it has the side that shows grid lines, and you can see how it's kind of cloudy. So this is your non-painted side. This is the paint side. So this is the side we're gonna lay down in the paint. Hi, little me Lisa, my sister. Funky, fantastical, frisky friend, Shonda. Ooh, Jason, you getting all fancy. I think maybe just like a set of 3 would be nice. Is this the same one? No. Don't want them to be the same though. Because I like a little bit simple. I know, shocker. Yeah, give Libby Lou big hugs for all of us. Oh, this is a big one. That one's nice. We'll do this big guy. But these would be fun to do on a dresser. There's another one that I was gonna do, and I was like, oh, I want to do that on a dresser. Because it has like spaces, or it has the flowers go around, so it's going to go around your knobs and stuff. It's going to be pretty. It would be pretty on a dresser. Hi, Therese. How are you, darling? We're doing some IOD paint inlays tonight on my footstool. Hi, Darla. You love watching the paint inlays? Hi, Wendy. Simply Bewitching. If you have a craft page, come in on your craft page. Even you, the eventual crafter. Jason, who never comes in on your craft page. And then people can give you a follow. Hi, Tina. How are you? How are you, sweet? Okay, so let's see how we want to do these. And maybe we want more on there because this is a kind of a large area to do. Maybe like that guy going this way. Do you guys like that? Not bad? Hello, sweet sister Sheila. They're intimidating. Oh, they're super easy. It's just steps. Don't worry. They're just steps. You'll get it. So what you want to do, what we're going to do is we're going to get out the brayer. So I've got my paper towels here, and you need a spray bottle. Do you varnish over it? You spray varnish over it because it's wet. It's paint that's activated by water or wetness, so it would smear and you would totally cry. Trust me, I know. Thank you, Sister Sheila. So you want to be sure and not take a brush over it. Yeah, I got this Stool at TJMaxx last year. So we're going to take our paint, and I'm going to do one flower at a time. So you're trying to hang in there for the, you need to, Shonda girl. This is your favorite thing. The magic. Okay, so we're going to take our paint. You want to make sure your surface is painted how you like it. We're going to take our paint and we're going to put it on. And then we're going to spritz this. I didn't spritz my area here. We're going to spritz our inlay. So you get it just barely damp. Right, Sheila? Tell me if I'm doing this wrong. And then you're going to lay it in your wet paint that you just painted. And we're going to take, I'm going to take a baby wipe because I've got it right here. I'm going to take a baby wipe, and it doesn't matter if it's wet, okay? You're good. And I'm just going to press it down and get it all nice and good in there. Hi, Kathy Davis Falls. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sister. If you all missed Sheila's inlay that she did, oh, I don't know. Sheila, do you upload to your YouTube? Well, Sheila has Simply Simple Creations by Sheila has YouTube, so we all need to make sure that we're subscribing to channels, and if you could watch videos, that would be awesome, because you need hours watched, and that helps us a lot. So I'm just trying not to get my paint on the other side. Tap water is absolutely fine. Yeah. Yep. You just need to spray it with water. Because I keep this water in my craft room, I use distilled water, because I also do magnolia, and so I want to be able to not worry about, do I have distilled water in there or tap water? But yes, you can use tap water. All right, so that is all down. So now we're going to do our next one and get it down. So let me see about how far I have to go. Pretty much right to the next paint line. Okay. You can overpaint. Underpainting isn't good. Yeah, I just use distilled water. No worries. We got Shonda's good at paint inlays too. And Sister Cindy and Sheila. Okay, so again, we got it wet. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, I use distilled just because. Be sure you're spraying the right side, like the side with the paint on it. And be sure not to touch that paint, because it's going to smudge it. Oh, don't curl up. Okay. And once it goes down, it's a downer. So I know I'm going to have a big, huge line right there. That sucks. Let me see if I can. We'll see. What's the worst that's going to happen, right? It's my stool anyway. I'm going to step on it. So then you just want to kind of smooth it down. We'll see. That'll be our test, right? Better for me to do it than for you. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that I have fresh paint for it to lay into. Does that make sense? Because drying, your paint would be dry on one end by the time you finished to get to the other end. So yeah, I keep distilled in there because I use it for Magnolia. You love the step stool? I did too. It was at TJMaxx. It weighs a ton. It's very sturdy. I didn't get enough paint on there. You can tell if you don't because your brush starts to drag. But you want to have it painted how you like it before you start. Because when it dries, it'll be good. It'll be good. Don't stand on the stool or chair. So far, it's so easy. I know, right? You just paint and lay down, right? And then lay it in there. And then I'm going to tap it again all over. Do the tappy tap. Don't move around, buddy. Stay in one spot. Okay. Make sure it's down nice and good on your edges. The edges is where I miss. Usually that's where I miss. And once you do this a few times, you'll see, hi, Carolyn Ruth. Yes, these are paint inlays. That is one big brush. Yes, ma'am, it is. It's one of those cling brushes, and they're very, very good for paint inlays. It's my paint inlay brush. Go figure, right? All right. So now all that you do, so you have them all down, right? You have them down, but we don't have it all really, really down. So we're going to take it, I'm going to just give it a little help from the other side. You don't want it soaking wet, so we're going to, hi, Sandy. So we're going to go like this and kind of just damp it off. Nothing like doing 3 inlays at one time, right? And I can guarantee you, each one of these is going to have a different look. So they usually do. I don't know what it is, but paint inlays are just, you can do them at the same time, and they're going to have different looks. It's really kind of cool. All right, so now we're going to take the brayer, and we're going to make sure it even makes better contact with the paint, right? So we're going to give it a little brayer help, and hopefully I didn't get any all over. I may have, but good thing I'm using one of my favorite colors, which is Dixie Belle Vintage Duck Egg. Yep, see, I got it on there. Just want to make sure that you get your paint off so you don't smear it all over the backside, so that when you use, because you can use these again. Yeah, if you want perfection, these are not your thing. They're made to look vintage. Now, when Sheila did it, it was perfect. I don't know how she did that. She's Ninja Crafter. I have no idea. Maybe because it's how fast she painted. Oh, I got way too much paint underneath that one. If your paint comes out, you got too much paint under it. The one I thought I didn't have enough paint. Gonna try and get some of that up so it doesn't look so horrible when it dries. Because we're gonna dry this now. That's your favorite color too. I know, Lisa. We're twinsies with the Dixie Belle color. I try to make it so it doesn't look horrible. All right. So, I'm just painting because I have it on my brush. It had a fluke. No, it did not. Girl, it was perfect. 100% perfect. So now you're going to dry. The thing is, now when you dry, you've got to make sure that the paint is dry below it. So, when you dry these, they have to be super, super dry all the way through all of the layers. So not just your paint on top, but the paint. So I like to paint my surfaces. If I'm doing these, I like to paint the surface at least 24 to 48 hours in advance. Hi, Trisha. You're never late, sweets. I just like to have it so that the paint is cured underneath and it's all good and ready to go. Yeah, I like that, Shonda. If you want perfection, this is not yours. Yeah, these are not, they're not going to come out the same way every time. But yeah, the color is Dixie Belle Vintage Duck Egg Green. Greenish. It just is Vintage Duck Egg. It depends on the light you have it in, what color it is. I think. I could be totally wacky and wrong. But do you want a Family Feud question while we're waiting for these to dry? Are y'all ready for some Family Feud? Because we might as well. Instead of just sitting here looking at this dry. Do you think so, Shannon? Do you like that? Yeah, see how this one's still really wet? And these are drying up. So you can tell. Easier than a rub-on. Yeah. It's just a process, right, Jean? Just a process. Yeah, sometimes it looks greener. Yeah. Yes, bring it, sister. Okay. All right. This is perfect for Valentine's. Name something that a couple might do. Oh, sorry. Top 4 answers are on the board. Hi, my sweet Karen Jean. Top 4 answers are on the board. So, name something that a couple might do that would tell you that they are romantically involved. Hi, Wanda. What is something? I need 2 dryers. Yes, MJ, I do. I do, sister. I need one huge one. Hi, Carol T, Studio 5 and DIY. MJ, why don't you come on here? Under your page. Kiss. Kiss is number 1 answer. Good job. Go on a date? No, that wasn't there. Kiss is there. Hold hands. Yes, hold hands is number 2. Hug. Oh, embrace, number 4. Yes. Going on a date now. Joni, love you. Stare into each other's eyes. Yes. Fancy dinner with candlelight. Aw. Okay, so you got them. Name something that a couple might do that would tell you they are romantically involved. They would kiss, hold hands, stare into eyes, and embrace. Say I love you, right, Wendy? Yes, you guys got it. Woohoo! Okay, this is the top. Hi, Allison. Oh, gag me. Yeah, I know, Betsy. I know, dear. Don't worry. I'm not. Thank heaven my husband is not a Valentine person. Because I'm not either. I think it's a made-up holiday. And anyway. Top 6 answers are on the board. Name something people eat or drink when they have an upset stomach. Name something people eat or drink when they have an upset stomach. Hi, Denise Vertucci Gross. It is a Hallmark holiday. Yes, sister. Ginger ale. Yes. Pepto-Bismol. Yes. No Tums, which is so weird. Tea. Yes. No. Oh, ginger ale soda. Okay. So no more sodas. So we got Pepto-Bismol, antacids, ginger ale soda. So antacids would be Tums. Crackers. Yes. No Coke. What was the question? Name something people eat or drink when they have an upset stomach. Toast? No. Soup. Yes. Good job. Soup. No water. Yes, crackers. So Pepto-Bismol, antacid, ginger ale soda, tea, crackers, and soup. Rat diet, pop, fizz. No Gatorade, no Jell-O, no dry toast. Nothing, right? Right? Right, MJ? Exactly. Nothing would be what they should have, but no. No, that's not the answer. You would think rice, right, Ramona? That's what they tell us to do out here. No mints, no electrolytes. It's what Santa drinks when he comes to your house. No popsicle. Tea, yeah. Ginger, tea. Milk. Yes, milk. Milk was there. I don't know. I don't. When my stomach's upset, I don't drink milk, but I could be all wackadoo. I don't know. So it was Pepto-Bismol, antacid, ginger ale soda, tea, crackers, milk, and soup. The worst thing for you when you're sick. I know, right? That's what I thought too. Milk makes me, it like curdles. It's gross. It's gross. I don't know, but 5 people that answered that dang survey. That's like asking for trouble. Exactly, Shonda. That's what I thought. Okay, so I was feeling these because if you feel them and it feels any bit cool, that means that your paint is not dry underneath. Must have been men. Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. So you don't have to sit here and dry it with a dryer. You could put these on here and you could let it sit overnight and come back tomorrow and peel them up. But I don't think you all want to wait that long. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to spray them again. Those 5 were dairy farmers. Right, Tony? Milk doesn't like my stomach on a good day either, Carol Ann. Nope, no ma'am. So you want to get them even the corners of the paper that are down, okay? Because you got to make sure you don't want to leave your paper in your project. Does that make sense? So you want to make sure all of it is kind of saturated. So it comes up. It's men's fault. I know. Poor Jason's on here going, it's not men's fault. It's not my fault. I can tell you that. He wouldn't have said milk. All right. So I just wanted to spray, make sure that we got everything and then it's all going to be pretty when we peel it up, right? No, you can't. You could sit here and dry and dry and dry. You could leave these on for months and then come back to them. If, when you're peeling them up, you feel any kind of resistance, you need to stop and let them give it a little more water because obviously I took too much off. So now it's like going, hey lady, give me back some of that water. So you need to, as Tracy says, you need to stop, collaborate, and listen. So here we go, Shonda girl. Let's see what we did. You need to make sure we get all of it and your paper doesn't tear. It gets tore on me. Sorry, hold on. Okay. All right. Now we're back in business. Okay. Feeling resistance on this side, so I am not going to do it over there. I'm sorry. So I'll show you this way. We're going to give it a little shot. Yay! Woohoo! So there's our first one. Now, we have to be really careful when we're doing the other ones, because you can't get this wet. Okay? So let me get out a towel and put these on it. So you want these to dry because you can use these again. So see how your paint is still on there? So you can use this again. So we want to put it out so that we can use them again. So how I'm going to do this next one is I'm going to spray the towel and wet the towel because I don't want overspray on this. Does that make sense? Because if you get this guy wet now, he's going to smear. So we're going to go like this. Yeah, these are freaking awesome. I love them. And they're not hard. They're just a process. And you can do all kinds of things with these after you seal the top of them. That's all. You just got to seal the paint and make it stop. So I'm just protecting the other one and getting some moisture on here. There we go. Hi, Brenda. Welcome. Where are you watching from? We're doing a paint inlay. Oh, see, I peeled up some of my paint. That means I didn't dry it enough in that area. Oh, that's where it spooged out. It just came out the side. It was gross. So that's what happens when you use too much, but that's okay because we now have a chippy stool. I'm cool with that. But that would have been a lot prettier if it wasn't, but that's user error. So I put too much paint on. All right, so there we have two of them done. You're from Maine? Well, welcome. Welcome from Maine. What's your weather like there, Brenda? So you don't want to get these wet again. So this is going to be really hard because now we got two areas we got to protect, right? And it does take a bit to, not a bit. It takes just a little bit of water and you to smidge it, and it will smudge. So sometimes that's a look you want to go for and you do that on purpose, but that's not the look we're trying to achieve tonight. We just want to make the footstool in my craft room pretty. I know, I'm going to step all over this. Can you believe that? Yes, you can. You could take a brush and you could do whatever you want, but it's really not that noticeable, so. But yeah, I could fix it and at least fill it in, right? So here we go. Are you ready? Look at that magic. Ooh, ah. And the crowd goes wild. Okay. So, we got our top done. We just have to dry the paint inlay now. Yes, it is Terry Lee Holcomb. Yes, it is Justin's. Justin and Carol Ann sent that to me as a surprise. And I just got it. Carol Ann, when did I get that? I can't remember. Your favorite? Yes, I know, sweet Shonda. I love doing inlays just to see Shonda's reaction. Alrighty, so now we have to dry the top, and then I will seal it with some Rust-Oleum 2X sealer. And thank you, Sister Sandy or Sister Sheila. Hey, I didn't call you Shelly. Yay. January 6th. Yeah. Thank you, sweet. I don't care. It's going to stay up. It could. I know, wasn't that kind? So, Justin and Carol Ann surprised me with it. So, it might just stay up in the craft room. So, no, honey, don't worry. Justin had a lot to do during Christmas. Don't worry at all. I don't. I get to enjoy it. Yes, it is. It's kind of like paint, but these look like paint. So this looks like you sat here and painted it on. And it looks very vintage-like. So I'm so glad you caught me too, Wendy. But like I said, they're not like a transfer, to where a transfer you can only use one time and then you can't use it again, right? You can use these multiple times. So I can use the roses if I decided I wanted to have roses go all the way down the legs, or if I wanted roses on the bottom, or I could seal this, right? You're obsessed. And then you can lay it in clear. Now, doing the laying in a clear seal coat is different than doing, I know, I thought it was for Dina. I even messaged Carol Ann, said Dina's going to love that. Anyway, so you could do this, right? And then you could put a sealant coat on, and then you can lay it in the sealer and bring it and put it up. But if you lay it in the sealer, then it's done. It's over then. You can't use them again. Where does one find these inlays? They're at scrappysrustics.com, but if you type in #Scrappy, it will SCRAPPY. It will send that. Hi, country failure, it's Sandra. Hashtag Scrappy to have her website sent. I know, Jean, me too. I just wish he would sign them. I wish he would sign them. Justin. So there's a lot more, like I said, there's a lot more in the book than just these roses. There's bunnies. It's gonna be great for the upcoming spring. There's bunnies in here. So there's all kinds of things in here. So there's pink bunnies and green bunnies, and then you have these that you could put on other things. So there's a ton of projects in these books. These are huge books. They're 12 by 16 size. So that's a 12 by 16 sheet of paper, piece of paper that you're getting jam-packed full of goodies. So they're really fun, really good. I love doing paint inlays. I think Shonda loves doing paint inlays. I think Shoop likes doing them. I know Tracy does. Cindy, Sheila, they love them. Sorry, I need a drink of coffee. So I went to my doctor today after work. My blood pressure was normal. I was very, very surprised. You just want the bunnies? I had good blood pressure for the first time after going after work. Usually I make my appointment for first thing in the morning so that my blood pressure is not high. But we actually had a good appointment. The only thing is I have to have him sign it at the Oklahoma City. Yes, I know. But then I would have to like put it in my suitcase, take it there. Yeah. I have the card he signed, so that he sent with it. It's in my gratitude box that I finished. Did you guys make your gratitude boxes? Oh, don't fall. Don't fall. So, we did that. And then I put on the corners. And I put on the little feet. Oh, and I did the sides. With some molds in the front. And then I just put in things that happen. Like today was a good doctor's appointment day, other than I have to have a mammogram and a colonoscopy done. But other than that, yes, absolutely. I did that same thing, Shonda. So what Shonda just suggested is on your first time doing one, do it on a small one. Okay, first of all, do it on a small inlay. Don't try to do it on something large. Do it on a Dollar Tree board. You can't craft yet to make one. Aw. How do I get the mold to look like metal? So what I did is I used a little gold wax over the top and some silver. And then I just got it to where I liked it, and that's how it looked like the metal. Oh, thank you, Sandra. So that's how I made it look like metal. And it's on black resin, Carol. It's on black resin. That makes a big difference, putting it on the black. And then I used gold and silver until I just liked it. I just messed around with the colors until you like it. So, you just put some, I put some gold on, and then I put some silver on, then I put a little bit of gold on, and then I just dabbed some silver, and that's how I got that. So, that's my gratitude box. So that's what I finished up that we were doing a couple of weeks ago. And then I made this for somebody. So this is super duper heavy. This is all resin. So a light goes in the middle. If I can get this sucker out of here. No, I can't. So, but what you have to do is I had to hang the flowers upside down. So this is how your mold is, right? So I had to hang the flowers upside down. And then that way they go in there. And I had to use deep pour resin for it. And these I painted in the mica powder first. And then poured black resin in the tops and the bottom. And this is deep pour. Right? It weighs a ton. It weighs a ton, but it was a lot of resin too. So don't be surprised with your deep pour resin. If you're doing deep pour resin, it comes, sometimes it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So, you've seen that mold? Yes, into resin. Into resin has that mold. You love it? Yeah, it was fun to make. I don't ever say this about anything, but don't buy the cloche mold. It was horrible. It was horrible to pour. It was horrible to paint. So, it's cute. It's cute as heck, right? That's very cute mold. Very adorable. It was the hardest mold I've ever done in my life. It's horrible. It was a horrible design. It was horrible to get out. It was, don't do it. Don't put yourself through it. But this is, I mean, it's cute, but yeah. This is, hi, Judy. Aw, thanks. Yeah, so it was fun to make, but it was a lot of heartache. Are you guys ready for some Family Feud though? That was my show and tell, right, on what I've been up to. That deep pour resin takes 5 days to set. So unless you're very, 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 and you cannot move it, you cannot touch it, you can't let anything one and done mold. Yeah, right, Kathy? Yeah, I would have to really, 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 really need to pour a cloche to do it again. It was just too much. You couldn't see where it was. So, okay, I'll show you the mold. First of all, I'll show you the mold. It was horrible. Okay. So here's the mold for the cloche. It comes in 3 pieces. This is your bottom, which isn't easy peasy, right? Except for you've got all these little bumps down here. You got to make sure your resin gets in all of those bubbles. So that's the really hard thing to do. Second of all, how do you pour resin in this when you have to put the lid on? How how does one do this? So I had to take a funnel and pour it down the sides of those little teeny holes at the top. That was horrible. People shouldn't do that to you. And then I was like, well, great. Now that I got it in there, how do I get it out, right? Because it was stuck. Your resin's going to stick to the top of your mold. So it was stuck in there and I couldn't get the yeah. It was very, very heartbreaking because I really wanted it to work. And I thought, oh, that would be so adorable to have a cute little cloche mold. Yeah, the whole thing is resin. The entire thing. The entire lantern or lamp. Yes, that whole thing is resin. And this whole thing is resin too for the cloche. But I did it, Mary. You know it, girl. It was good when it was over. Yes. Yes. This is the lamp mold. Sorry, I just took it out, so it's not cleaned yet. If I did this again, I would put fast cast in the bottom to give it more. So if you do this, the lamp from into resin, first of all, use a lot of filler. I used a lot of filler on the middle. No, I'm not going into mass production on it. No, that was for sure. Ask them to get it out for you. Yeah. Good day to let off some steam. Exactly. So I would pour some fast cast in there so you have a little bit more to support the bottom, because this is a lot of weight of resin in here. So what I did is I took all of this is why we say never throw away your bad pieces. So I took my bad pieces because I had painted the whole thing with mica powder, right? So I knew that not a whole lot was going to show through. What kind of filler? Like your old pieces of resin that you're not going to use, that you messed up on, that kind of stuff. Or you could use just about anything that is good with resin and that resin will stick to. So you don't want to use things like styrofoam. Styrofoam is not good with resin. It doesn't like it. And don't use styrofoam. But use something like I have a drawer full of, not full, but I have a drawer that has some of my old pieces that I poured too many of, or I had extra, and marbles, yes, glass beads, that kind of thing. Like the glass beads that you get at Dollar Tree. You could fill that up, and that will save you a ton of money on resin. Because you only need the resin on the outside, right? Right? We don't need it all over. We just need it to be on the outside. So the Dollar Tree glass beads are great because they're great filler. So if you find the Dollar Tree glass beads, always get those. Just pick up one when you go. And before you know it, you'll have a ton of filler. So that will help you on these bigger ones that are colored. Now on this, I couldn't do that because this was the part that you wanted to see through. So that's where I put my popsicle sticks on the top. So I put my popsicle sticks on the top to hang the flowers upside down. And then I took the popsicle stick when I was pouring the resin in, and I put it so I was protecting the flowers. So I poured it on the popsicle stick to let it flow down, and then it flows around and it fills it up. Now, if you're doing dried flowers, you want to make sure that you're dipping your flowers in resin first, because that helps them. Because otherwise you may get a lot of bubbles. So if you dip them in resin first, then you don't have as many bubbles. So and then that way it was pouring on the stick and not directly on my flowers. So then I just let it run down and it just fills up. So yeah, so this is the middle piece, and then this was the top. So it's a lot of resin. So much new knowledge. Did you take notes, Wendy? So yeah, those Dollar Tree glass beads are awesome because they do, that sure is a lot of work. It is, but it's so neat to do. Like, you could do this any color. Or, yes, it helps to stabilize your flowers, Dana, exactly. So that they don't float around. And you don't want your flowers floating. I just put hot glue on the stems, and then so what I did is I took 2 craft sticks, and what I did is I just cut that one in the center and I hot glued the 2 together so that it sat on the top of this, right? And then I could hot glue the flowers to both sides of my craft sticks. It could be a gumball machine. You could definitely make it a gumball machine, right? You could make it anything you wanted to. I was going to do this just by itself and put fish in it for a fish bowl. Wouldn't that be cute? I think that would be cute. You could just use these 2 pieces together, right? And not have the center lamp piece. And you could have a pretty finial. Can I show the Skittles gumball machine? Yes. So, this is our Skittles gumball machine. So, these are Skittles in resin. And in the middle of this one, for filler, I used a Christmas tree. You wouldn't ever know there's a Christmas tree in the middle of this, would ya? But there is. There's Christmas tree. You love the fish idea? Wouldn't that be? And they never die, Wendy. They never die, right? So, but yeah, it would be cute. You could do a little kind of a fish tank thing going on in there. Or a fish bowl. But yeah, so these are real Skittles in a... I got this from Hobby Lobby last Christmas, I think, when they had it like their 90% stuff off, going on. See if they've got them now. I don't know. They might. They probably do. But yeah, you can put real candy in there. So I wonder if Swedish fish will work. Oh. We could see if Swedish fish will work. I know gummy worms work, because we've done gummy worms. Now my brain wants to work. I know, right? My brain doesn't ever stop. I go around my house looking for stuff to put in resin. Yeah, it's crazy. I know a friend of mine has put beans and lentils and rice and has colored rice and has put it in resin. So there's all kinds of things you can put in resin. So don't count it off just because it's not plastic that you see and you can throw it in there. Or it's not a dried flower or something. There's a lot of things you can put in resin. So, and it's a lot of fun. All right. Whew. Well, that was a lot, huh? Now your brain wants to work. And your project, my mind goes on vacation. Aw. Okay. Are you guys ready for some Family Feud? Thank you, Miss Betsy. I love you. Are you ready? Alrighty. Top 7 answers are on the board. Did we lose our Shonda? Got to call it a night. It's been a long day. Well, thank you, Vicky, for being here, sweetie. It's always better to see you. So I appreciate you being here. Hi, Michelle. Yes. We got some yeses. Alrighty. Name a famous, real or fictional, person that children first learn about. Name a famous, real or fictional person that children first learn about. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweets. Mickey. Mickey is not there. Dr. Seuss, yes. Superman, Santa Claus, no Superman. No Mickey Mouse. Close, Dana, the other president. Another one. Spider-Man, Charlotte's Web. Oh, I love that book. Jesus, yes, Jesus. And his father's name? Barney. Yes, Lois, Barney. No Popeye. No bunny rabbits, no tooth fairies. I know, right? What about the tooth fairy? They all lose their teeth and we pay them for it. No Elmo. So we got Santa Claus, Dr. Seuss, Jesus, and Barney. No Batman, Easter Bunny. God, yes. And God. Okay? So we got Santa Claus, Dr. Seuss, God, Jesus, and Barney. We just need 2 more. They're political. They're real. They were real people. Bert and Ernie. Bluey, no. Good answer, though. No Sesame Streeters. No Winnie the Poohs either. No Mama. Yeah, right? No Mom or Dad or Grandmas or Grandpas. No. George Washington. Yes. Okay. 1 more. We have the holiday on Monday because of this person. Not JFK. No. Yeah, we got Washington. George Washington. So we got George Washington, Santa Claus, Dr. Seuss, God, Jesus, and Barney. MLK. Yes, Martin Luther King Jr. Okay. All right. We lost our Shonda girl, apparently. Poor thing. She's wore out. Top 6 answers are on the board. Yes, Brenda, good answer. All right. Top 6 answers are on the board. It says, give me a phrase that starts with the word cold. Give me a phrase that starts with the word cold. Hi, Tammy Westcott. Cold feet. Cold feet is number 3. Good job, Shelley Baldwin. Hi. Cold as hell. Well, there's a song that's cold as ice, yes. Cold hard cash. That's a good one, Mary. It's not there. Cold hearted, yes. Cold beer. No cold beer. Yes, cold as ice. Cold weather. We'll give you cold weather for cold winter. Cold hearted, cold weather, cold feet, cold as ice. Cold blooded. Honey, it's cold as. Yeah, cold blooded. Okay, then we have one more. Cold Maine. Cold-blooded, we've got cold outside. Nope. Nasty cold. Exactly, right? Right, Ramona? Okay, so I'm not the only one that says that, right? So, yeah, cold as heck is not there, but cold weather was, so I gave it to you. Or no, somebody said cold winter, so I did that. That's right. You're not in hot water. You're in... Hi, Lisa Brown. Cold, right? The Cold War. Hello. A cold brew. Yeah. Ice cold. I know, Betsy. Not there. Not there. Cold as ice. We've got that. Cold feet, cold weather, cold hearted, and cold blooded. Cold drink, cold water. Good job. So Lisa, we made we did a paint inlay tonight. We just put some on a stool that I got from TJMaxx. Cold shower. That's a good answer, Lisa. Okay. Okay, so are you ready? You said cold water? Aw. Thank you. We're going to do some of Lisa's kits soon. So be ready, you guys. We asked 100 married women. Oh, top 4 answers are on the board. Are you ready? We asked 100 married women, whom do you turn to when you and your husband have a fight? Who do you go to when you and your husband have a fight? We all do, so. You have that now, not fun. Aww. Oh, MJ. Mom. Mother, number 2. Good job. Best friend, number 1. You would think God would be there, but no. Your son, no. Moms and best friends, yep. Sister. Sister, number 4. Oh, I'm sorry, Michelle. Cousin, no. Therapist, I know, right? Definitely. So we have friend, mother, and sister. We only need one more answer. Pastor would be a good one, Dana. No brother, no church. Well, my phone is really behind my computer. Aunts, grandmas, nope. No dads, aunts or grandmas. This one's kind of a hard answer to get. Well, you're fighting with your spouse, Wanda. A lawyer. Oh, empty room. Okay, Jean. Myself. Jean's getting it because she said empty room. So, hairdresser. Right? Your husband's never going to see your hairdresser. Usually. Sometimes they do. My ex and I used to go. Right? You have to talk it out. I know, Wanda. That's a good answer. You're right. Marriage counseling, totally, 100%. Okay. Top 5 answers are on the board. Lisa will probably get this because she kind of dated one of these guys. Name a reason a woman might suspect that the guy she's dating is in the military. Name a reason a woman might suspect that the guy she's dating is in the military. Haha, sucker. You give him the listen treatment. The haircut, yes. Has a short haircut, 100%. Tattoos? Nope. No tattoos. Long leaves? Hairstyle, yes. Calls her ma'am. Yes. Says sir and ma'am. Short hair. Yes. Posture. Nope. Dress code. Wears uniform. Yes. Wears a uniform. Very polite. Says sir and ma'am. Has short haircut. Wears uniform. Has short haircut. And says sir and ma'am. There's 2 more. No clothes are wrinkled. He tells her, "Hi, Levon." They're neat. Yes. The uniform, yes. Wears a uniform, has short hair. Says sir and ma'am. No sailor mouth. No shoes are shined. That is how they are though, but the shoe shining part. No motorcycle. What's something that they have to always wear around their neck? Drinks a lot. Poor guys, yeah. But no, that's not OCD. Leaves for duty. Dog tags, yes. Salute, yes. Okay, so you got him. Yay. So he wears a uniform, has short haircut, wears dog tags, always saluting, and says sir and ma'am. Yes. You got it. I was going to say they hold the door open for you. Because when, now my son was like that before he went in the military, but when he got in the military, he was always holding the door open. When he entered inside of a restaurant, he took his hat off, that kind of thing. Alrighty. This is, again, the top 5 answers are on the board. Oh, well, good. I'm glad you got to sleep. Hey, Delina. Hi, Amanda. Right, Jean? Very mannered. And they always work, right? They don't get to really ever be off work. So the top 5 answers are on the board. This will be our last one, and then we will see you guys again soon, and we'll do some brown-eyed girls crafting kits. Tell me an occupation in which it would be disastrous to fall asleep on the job. You did need sleep. You both need to sleep. Send your children here and just sleep. Okay. Tell me an occupation which it could be disastrous to fall asleep on the job. A pilot. Yes. Number 2. Aw, thanks, Mary. A surgeon. Well, you would think that would be on the list. No. You can fall asleep in surgery. A truck driver. Yes. Taxi driver? No. But truck drivers, yes. Firemen? No. Train conductor? No. Cops? No. Air traffic controllers, you would think? No. Oil rig? Nope. Not a cook. Bus driver. I'm sorry. Bus driver. Yes. Bus driver was on there. EMT. No taxi drivers, though. There's only 2 left. A hairdresser. Funeral director? No. Amazon warehouse, right? That's why I got somebody else's stuff. No. A nurse, you would think. No. No one in healthcare is on here. A crafter? That would be horrible. So we have a truck driver, airplane pilot, and a bus driver. A mom, right? No. No surgeons, no skydivers. mechanic, machinist. We'll go with that. Machinist. Hi, Brenda. So we have truck driver, airplane pilot, machinist, and bus driver. There's one more answer. Uber driver. President, no. No cooks. No conductors. News broadcaster, no. No fisherman. A window washer. Shonda's like, I give up. I'm just going to throw out occupations. A vet, no. Oh. Electrician, right? No. Apparently my husband can sleep on the job. A horse driver, no. I know, right? Amanda, after your call the other day. A dispatcher, no. Surgeons, no. A lion trainer, that would be horrible. Your husband, right? Crossing guard, no. Snowplow driver, nope. It's like the guys that surround the president. They're what kind of people? Kevin Costner was this too. Whitney Houston. In a very, very old movie. I'm gonna date myself there. Wow. Nope, not cashier. You give up, Shelley. It's kind of like the Secret Service. Bodyguard. Okay, so security guard. Yes. Okay. So, tell me an occupation which would be disastrous, apparently, to fall asleep is a truck driver, an airplane pilot, machinist, bus driver, and security guard. I don't know why a surgeon is not there, because that would be horrible. But, or like somebody said, the air traffic controllers. I mean, gosh, that would be awful. There was a lot you guys gave that were great answers. So thank you everyone for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. Not a body gourd. Yeah. Whew. That one was a rough one, right? Right, Shonda? I got why you said window washer now. Because they're up on those thingies that lift you up and you wouldn't want to fall asleep and fall off. I get you. I actually got that one now. Whew. Yes. Good night, everyone. Sweet dreams, sweet friends. Please get your rest. Get as much rest as you can. And know that you are thought of, prayed about, and well appreciated. Have a nice night, and we will see you all soon. Have a great weekend. Love you all.